Hi, this is Curtis Smith with Aravia. I'm making a video today just to showcase some of the things that we currently do for clients in hopes that it'll be helpful just to give you an idea of some of the services that we provide. In this particular case, I'd like to show you a tracking application as well as a outgoing asset, and it also facilitates the handoff of an asset between a IT technician and mail management people in a facility. It was previously written on paper, and people would have to, take paper to facilities and do all this. And so you can understand the need for such a system, as it would save time, kind of electronifying everything and making it a more viable system for other people. Anyways, we'll go ahead and start by looking at the process from the IT angle. Essentially, an IT technician would have to locate a unit whose lease was up and send it back to the vendor. And to start out, they would of course open the application, and then upon the first setup of this, they would fill out their information here. And of course, I'm going to use my information just for display purposes here. And I'm going to also list myself as the supervisor, just because, make this whole demonstration a little less complicated here. There we go. I'm also going to list myself as a technician. And we are located in Dubuque, Iowa. This is where we operate at. And again, for testing purposes, I'm going to list myself as the mail handler or the receptionist. Oh, got a quick typo there. There we go. And this application is written to interface with Microsoft Exchange mail server, and it helps automate the process and the handoff of the information between the technician and the mail handler. So essentially we'll explain that as we go along, but right now we're just going to put in some information here in our testing environment. We're going to plug in our domain information. Alright. And there we go. That's it. So now that we've got that all set up, it's a one-time process once you install it on the machine, which is not too difficult, as you can see. We go ahead and we're looking at it from the technician standpoint. We're going to go ahead and add a record here, and we are going to type in an asset tag, as this location uses that type of information to keep up and track things. So we'll go ahead and put that in there. And these are fictional, so we're simply using it here to show you how simple it is to add a record. So as the IT tech, I wipe the machine, I package it up, and then I input the information in the system here. We'll go ahead and save that record, and there you have it. There it is. Now, at this point, what the technician is going to do is they're going to click on the record here, okay, and click on Email Handler. And then from there, it sends an email to the mail handlers that looks something quite like this. So you can see here that the information typed in the system is actually included in the email. What you'll also notice here is there's a date time stamp. This was added as it was very important for the company to know exactly when the technician processed the request, as there were some SLA attainment issues, and this just backed the company in being able to say if anything came up later that it wasn't shipped out in a particular amount of time. Essentially, it acts as a handoff to, switch liability to, the mail handler. But this is the copy of the email that would go out to the mail handler. It does carbon copy the technician as well, so both parties do have valid proof that this was processed at a particular time. And if you remember back to the settings, which are right here, you'll notice that it pre-populates all the information from the settings into this here. Okay? All right. So now that we've got how an IT technician processes that order, what happens is the receptionist will then open a client on her end. This is all interfaced into a database which both persons have access to at any given time. And once they receive that email, at the end of the day, they'll count up how many packages they have and they'll request that FedEx come and pick it up. At that point, FedEx gives them a PRP number, and this basically serves as a backup in the event that FedEx doesn't show up. That way, if you have time scales that you're working with and you need to prove that you did in fact call FedEx and that FedEx caused a problem for the amount of time it took to process that unit, then you've got the PRP number showing clearly that you did in fact contact FedEx. So basically, the mail handler will get that email that you just saw a moment ago, and she will click on not received, which will immediately pull up the record that has not had a PRP number as of yet. And she'll go off to FedEx, give them a call, or fill out an online web form. There's several different ways to do it, but upon receiving the PRP number, she will just input the number into this. All right, and we're just using a false PRP here for demonstration's sake. All right, and that's it. Once the FedEx guy comes, the package is then given to the mail handlers, and the mail handlers will mark that package as received. Okay, and now once we click on not received, you'll clearly see that that record does not show up anymore. Another thing that we added to this particular application was an export feature. The mail handlers like to make sure that data is backed up in many different places, and one of the things that we noticed was even though they had this system originally, it didn't have an export feature in it. We didn't really know that there was a need for one, but the person really liked to keep a backup. And so what they would do is they'd actually copy the information into an Excel spreadsheet. So what we offered to do was create this export feature, which they'll basically just click here and go there. And we will go ahead and overwrite a previous one that we pulled up, and we'll get a couple of dialogues which we'll just click yes and OK on and hit OK. And as you can see, all the data here is actually populated in the Excel spreadsheet for us. So we do not have to double enter this information, and neither does the client anymore, which they found to be an extremely useful feature. All right. And now, lastly, when you're dealing with shipping out packages, tracking is also, an issue that's important to, what they're trying to do and what they're trying to accomplish. So it would obviously be important to make sure that you had the information on the asset as to whether it was delivered properly or not. So if you get a call and you need to refer back, you can always do, check the tracking just to make sure everything went okay. And to do that, you simply highlight the record. It can be any record here that you need to check up on, and you click on tracking. And from there, it will automatically open into Internet Explorer and give you the information on the tracking. All right, and just to show that one more time with another record, I'll pull up the tracking there, and there you have it. So this was just a brief, overview of one of our applications that we developed. We do enjoy providing custom solutions for customers. One of the things that we really love doing is looking at a process and how we can make things a little simpler for a company. It helps them save time, helps them save money, and also helps us develop great applications. I'd like to thank you for taking the time of watching this today, and hopefully in the future, if you would like to reach out to me, you can email me at curtis.smith@aravia.com, and I would be more than happy to talk to you and see if we couldn't set up something for you or some ideas you have for a project that you might want to have developed or set up today. Thanks a lot.